Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Elongate, the social impact movement powered by crypto. My name is Alex, and you've tuned in to our YouTube live stream update that we do every week on Tuesday. The last 3 times we met on this platform, we talked to the tech team, we talked to the product team, and we talked to the social impact team. Today, we bring you an update directly from the inside, behind the scenes, the community team. I'm joined by Francesca, Aaron, and Danny. Thank you to the three of you for being here.
Thank you,
Thank
Alex. Hi,
you.
everyone.
Thanks.
So, just to jump into it, I want you guys to just give a quick overview on who you are and what role you play for Elongate. So, Francesca, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, sure. So I'm the social media director. And what role am I playing? Like, I think I'm just coordinating all of the social media content. I'm working with every other internal team so that we have everything aligned and so that you guys know exactly what's happening, the good news, the not like the just the basic news and updates, and the fun posts as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Francesca. And Aaron, what team do you hail from and what have you been working on?
Yeah, so I'm a part of the internal communications team, headed by Evan. A lot of people in the community know him. So we're focusing on streamlining the communication process, both internally and externally. Our main focus is internally, but yeah, so uh, it's a great process that we're working on. So we're trying to make it so people in the community have a chance to hear what's going on internally by streamlining the information that goes around internally through all the different departments.
And last but certainly not least, we have Danny. Danny, what's your team and what do you get up to on a daily basis?
I'm the customer service director. I have 3 direct reports and about roughly 30 volunteers under them. On a daily basis, I've been spending a lot of time on Telegram lately, just kind of getting into the community over there and getting to know the team there. And I spend my day fighting fires and just answering questions and dealing with community feedback. Yeah.
Awesome. So I want to bring it back to Francesca to start, and I'm going to ask all of you this question. I really want everybody listening in to kind of understand, what have you been working on the past month, let's say, right? What are some of the biggest accomplishments, things that you've tackled? What's been your focus and your priorities for your efforts? Francesca, how about you?
Yeah, so my focus is the whole Elongate online presence. Yeah, the social mainly. And when I say that, I mean Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and we also, because Hype Squad is also in with the social media team, we're also doing this Telegram and Discord announcements to keep the community updated. But mainly what we're doing is what we have been doing is analyzing the audience on all the platforms, because we realize that the audience is different from Twitter to Facebook. It's different on Instagram, absolutely, and I'm still trying to figure it out because crypto people on Instagram are just something very super interesting. What we have been doing is uh, we included the highlights on Instagram. We do have a how to buy video animation. We had it for Pancake Swap before we had the token swap. But we do update the highlights every time, and we're working on having more animations because I know a lot of the community members are really looking forward to that. We also had our Facebook updated and cleaned. There, you can see our product there. We're working on getting as much as information as possible on the Facebook groups as well. We updated our Instagram bios and Facebook bio about field for people who are new to crypto, for people who see our pages for the first time, so that it's clear who we are, what's our mission, what we're doing. We're also celebrating small accomplishments. Like recently, we had a few posts that had one of the biggest reaches since the beginning. It seems that people usually like the posts where we share why we're good. So we're gonna continue doing that. And we also have small wins to celebrate, like one of the TikToks from the last few days got around 40,000 views. So the pages are growing as well. It's a video of Ali, so that's something we should all applaud to. And what else? What am I forgetting? There's so many things really that
I
we're
know
doing on.
it's a 24/7 job. I know one of the things you guys really focused on was making sure that all of our platforms and our social pages were really cleaned up before the ZHC launched, so that when they show up to the Facebook or they show up to the Discord or wherever, they're seeing the right info and it's kind of like the right carpet is rolled out. So I think you guys did a good job on that.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we really have a team who's working. Also, because we're global, we're kind of changing shifts with Kara. So we're both, working 24/7 basically to have a really clean and informed and also a beautiful and aesthetic pages on Instagram, on Twitter, everywhere really.
Yeah, I think one thing I want to help you with is getting more short form video content put on our main TikTok and on our YouTube. So taking these, 30-minute long, hour long productions and cutting up just little 30-second or minute long highlights and pulling those out as recaps. So we're gonna be stepping that up in the next month. So I'll be looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to one thing we should do is when we here at the YouTube update live, when we speak, we should, speak in full sentences. So when these videos are cut, it makes sense because something
Right.
to keep in mind for both of you, Danny and Aaron.
Okay.
All right, Aaron, let's pitch it over to you. Can you give an overview of what you and the internal comms team has been working on in the past month? What's been your biggest accomplishments, things you've tackled? Where's your focus been?
Yeah, so with August was a big month for us. We had incorporation, we had all the departments restructuring and getting set up, and everyone aligning, right? Everyone launching all kinds of new projects. And to go along with that, we needed a process to communicate all that information internally. So we've been working on that kind of stuff. And this also complements information that trickles out to the community, and that's kind of been a focus as well.
Right.
We want the information that, there's so many projects going on. Someone's got to be able to keep track of everything and make sure that the right information gets out to the community. And along with that, we're working on building out suggestion systems as well. So that's something that's going to be upcoming in the next month, where the community is going to be able to submit suggestions in a more accessible manner. Whereas before it's kind of all over the place. So we're working on consolidating that into one place. And that's some of the big things we've been working on.
Awesome. And I know you guys just released something about an hour ago that we're really excited about, right?
Yeah. So as a result of all this great work, we've been able to get a very thorough newsletter up to the community. It's got all kinds of exciting information in there. You're going to find stuff about the tech teams, about the product teams. You're going to find stuff about our social impact. And you just got to check it out. There's so much in there to read.
Amazing. Thank you, Aaron. I know the internal comms team has been working around the clock. Speaking of working around the clock, Danny, give us an update on what's been the focus of your priorities and efforts and your team in the past month.
So the biggest focus for us has been getting our guidelines put together and then setting up trainings on that. We have our first version is out, and it's a little over 70 pages of guidelines and clarifications for all the platforms so that there's consistent rules across the board. Been working on getting that done was huge. And it's been, there's components of it that have been not like a daily project, but in the works for months of picking up this detail and that detail and just kind of consolidating information and getting decisions made. So having that come together has been that's been a huge one and really excited. I think future versions will have potentially like 300 to 500 pages by the time it's done of how-tos and everything. So everything's just real simple for the volunteers on every platform, and we stay really close aligned on that. Yeah, that's been the biggest, and I have started the training on that. I think I got about a third of the team trained already, so we'll be continuing that this week.
And we'll go back to you, Danny, and just work backwards. What's coming up next? What are you working on this next month? Where do you see your priorities lying? What are some wins we have?
The biggest one, I'll continue building on the guidebook. That's going to be a long time process getting the next versions out, and continuing training on each version. However, the big win is the ticketing system that's going to be coming out shortly. That's connected to proper CRM, customer relationship management software. So everything from suggestions to comments, partnerships, everything that's coming in just randomly in DMs here and DMs there, we're going to have a nice consolidated location. It's got a ticketing system built in. We can create subtasks to each issue, just clarify it. As soon as you create something, it sends an email so that the right person knows about it. And oh, it's going to be so much better.
Yeah,
So much better. And I'm really excited for that one.
And I know that you have one of the leanest teams in terms of staff, but you have quite a significant volunteer force. Is that right?
Yes, that is. So we have myself and 3 customer service specialists. And between the 3 of us, we maintain 24-hour coverage 7 days a week around the world. So there's always someone to escalate to. There's I'm not available 24/7 clearly, but luckily I live in Bali, so Evan is over in the US, so he helps cover and make any, like if there's something immediate and important, he covers that shift for me. So there is 2 layers of escalation available 24/7. And yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Aaron, let's go back to you. What's going to be internal comms team's focus for the next month? Where are you guys going to be prioritizing?
Yeah, so a big priority there is going to be assisting all of those projects Danny is working on in the customer service department. We want to ensure that all that information that's flowing around, whether it be about the volunteers or it be about the community or, you know, the suggestions, the tickets, we got to ensure that stuff gets communicated to the right person, to the right place, and we got to ensure there's a follow-up process. So all that is going to be developed out. So it's going to be a big improvement with the current system we have.
Awesome. And Francesca, how about your team?
Yeah, there are many things we're excited about. I'm just going to share a few. We're going to start slowly hyping the community with the Dubai Expo. We also have Alex and Hassan as keynote speakers. So this is something we should be really, really proud of, and we should share it to everyone, because this is a huge audience that like a very important audience that they're gonna speak to. So this is something I'm excited about. We still have some time until October, so September is gonna be pretty much full of Dubai Expo. We're also slowly starting to switch to not only selling posts, but also posts that will benefit the audience, the social audience. Like we started with crypto terms, so educational posts. We also want you guys to have an insight on what our team thinks. So questions like, why do we love Elongate? What are we excited about? These are real answers. That it's not a robot. These are people who really love what we're doing, and we want to show them to everyone. And also, just a small sneak peek into something, we will have promotions around a charity event in the fall, but you'll have to stay tuned for more details on that.
Awesome. Thank you, Francesca. We've got some questions rolling in here from the viewers. Now, not a lot of them are focused on the scope here with the internal team and the community teams, but I will touch on some of them. And keep in mind that we can get really deep into some of your questions during the Q&A on Friday. But some of the questions that are coming up here include this one here. If you guys have plans to generate revenue some other ways for the charity is our core. And so basically this person is saying, if we lose the tokenomics on an exchange that we launch on, how do we generate money for charity? So it's a really great question. A couple things. Number one, we do have alternate revenue models for charity that are continuing to expand. They're in their infancy stage. So the merchandising, our Twitch and esports wing hasn't even rolled out yet. That's still in the execution and planning phase. That'll be soon. That'll be a revenue stream for charity. Our gaming things that we're going to be launching in terms of the games we're developing for mobile, that will be a revenue stream for charity. And then, of course, the NFT drops, which are coming very soon. We should be seeing an update about the NFT status in the next 48 hours, I believe. So all of those will be revenue models for charity. And then, of course, on top of that, when we launch, if we were to launch on an exchange that does not support our tokenomics, but it's a big enough high-profile exchange that it creates a lot of excitement and volume, then there is inevitably going to be arbitrage that synchronizes our other exchanges to that price point, which creates volume and in the long run does generate revenue for the holders and for the charity. So I think that, just in my opinion, we'd probably want to keep a ratio of, at the very least, greater than 50% of our exchanges be tokenomics exchanges versus not. But just to start with at least one for now seems okay. See how it works. And the economic theory behind it is that, like I said, the price would sink and the volume would catch up from the other exchanges as people conduct arbitrage, which would be a healthy market. Let's see. Will you have your own wallet and exchange? Absolutely. I invite you to check out our forum where you can read our FAQ, you can read our upcoming projects, and you can read our newsletter. We talk about all of that in several places. Let's see. Paul's a great community member. He's got several excellent questions here. Answered this question just now, so thank you, Paul. Anticipating NFT launch. You should be hearing something soon. And then for your other questions, let's get into that on the Friday Q&A. Let's see. If anybody has any questions for our social media team, internal comms team, or our customer service team, please ask away. But in the meantime, I'm really curious because I've heard a little bit from each of you, but I want to know some more. What is your background, and where did you come from before you kind of fell into Elongate? Francesca, how about you?
Yeah, so my background is journalism and communications. And by communications, I mean marketing, radio broadcasting, magazine editor, infographics for social media. So by communications, I mean almost all fields, because I do love this, everything related to this. So I wanted to experiment, and now here I am, kind of doing a little bit of everything, which is, the perfect job. And also we're helping so many people. So that's perfect, really.
Awesome. Aaron, how about you?
Yeah, so more recently, my background was in IT. I was working with the local school boards across a couple of regions, and we were helping them out with setting up computers and just providing support and working on their IT systems. So then Elongate came around, and that's where I am now.
Awesome. And Danny, before we get to you, I'm going to pitch this question to Aaron. This is a question straight for the internal comms team. How many members are on each team, roughly? and how do we all keep up with each other from opposite sides of the world? So I know internal comms plays a big role in that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so the size of each team varies. We've got somewhere between 40 or 50 employees, and each team can vary from a couple people up to, we got customer service with 5 or 6 people there. So communication between the teams is often, sometimes it's direct and sometimes it's more of an indirect approach when they're communicating, but we always try to make sure that everyone is on the same page and we stay up to date. We have regular meetings and we ensure that all the projects that everyone's working on, each member of our staff is aware of where everybody is at, and where they can help interdepartmentally, where they can support each other as well.
And Danny, back to you. What's your background and where are you at before you kind of fell into Elongate? And then I'll pitch another question to you from the audience.
Okay. So my background is in telecommunications. I spent several years as a field technician for a wireless internet provider, which was kind of a hybrid role of your typical cable repairman going into people's homes and figuring out why their internet wasn't working. But in there, it was a much higher standard. Like most cable repairmen say, they'll show up somewhere in this time window, and ours was you will show up on this at this moment standards, and very, very high customer service standards there. And so that's where that comes from, and where I'm currently. Sorry, it seemed like you had a two-part question: background and.
The first part was just
where I'm at.
your background and kind of where you came from before Elongate. But then there's a question from the audience I'm going to pitch when you wrap up.
Okay. Before Elongate, I had spent a bunch of time traveling. I was mostly focusing on Southeast Asia and came to Bali. Was not planning on settling down and living here, but fell in love, and then Corona happened, and yeah, it's been a couple of years now. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we're on complete opposite time zones, but we make it work.
Yeah, definitely.
We got a question here from Paul. It's a really good one. Aaron, Francesca, and Danny, what is the one thing you believe differentiates us? And then inversely, what's something that we need to start doing better? So I'll whoever has an answer first, I'll let you take it.
Yeah, I think one thing that differentiates us from other projects is we have that base of holders, and we have that base community. But beyond just having that online community, we actually have actions on the ground. Community members who are stepping up, they take the initiative. They reach out to us and say, hey, these people need help. We have a problem to fix, and we want to do it, and we want to do it under the name of Elongate. And I think that's great. I think that not a lot of communities have people within their community who are inspired to go out and make change in the world. And I think that's something that makes us really unique.
Yeah, I can add on that a little bit. I think something that to me stands out for what makes us different is the deep-seated belief in what we're doing, rather than it being, oh, this is something cool and we can make some money on it and this is a great technology. Just the deeper core goals. You see it in the passion and the way people work. I know a lot of people have had, especially in my department, but in every department, near 24-hour shifts at times, just making sure things are in the right place at the right time. And I don't know if that happens in other communities or not, but I see a very, very deep passion and dedication to the project. And to me, that just stands out.
Absolutely. I was about to say the same thing, that we, besides the obvious that we're revolutionary cryptocurrency, and we're doing such a big difference for so many lives. Besides this, we're also, the whole team is so passionate, because none of us initially joined the team and worked so many hours just as for a simple job. It was the mission of Elongate, And this is what keeps us going always, even in the hard times, even with the negative feedback that sometimes is coming, and which takes me to the part of what we can improve. Would be that we have so many amazing community members, but we have so many negative comments on our socials, and I feel like we need to step up our game. And if you do care, imagine how it looks for people who see Elongate Instagram for the first time. They go into comments and they see all this, ugly comments. I think we should all unite here. It's as simple as write a comment, as simple as explain to someone why not why they're wrong, but kind of. So I think this is where we can improve. Where a Hype Squad is usually trying to promote that, but we can't go through your screen and make you do something. If you believe in the project, we would really, really appreciate your help from this point of view. Definitely.
Amazing.
If I may build on that a little bit, Francesca touched on something that was actually something I'm really pushing my team to do better on, is recognizing that there's a difference between somebody, trolling on the internet and someone asking a question that seems a little trolly. And so what we're really pushing is whether it seems like a troll question or not, to treat it as if it's a genuine question, address the matter, refer people then to our forum is somewhere that we're trying to get people to go to for more of I'm not sure the wording here, but for not outbursts, but if you're going to vent on our forum, because that's not the front door office. If you look at our platforms like the lobby of a business, that's what Facebook and Telegram are. That's our lobby, and that first impression is super, super important. Whereas our forum isn't so much the lobby. That's getting into the a little bit. You're into the business at that point, and that's where it's okay to be a little more nitty gritty. So we're really pushing people to take that to the forum for the nitty gritty, and let the other platforms, our social media, be the face, be the lobby, and be that positive first experience. And so that's both internal and external, pushing my team to recognize that whether it is a troll or not, you need to treat them as a customer, and you need to treat them in a positive light, and not jump to conclusions on it.
Thank you, Danny. Before we wrap up, I'll just give a quick update from my side. The Wikipedia page is still pending, working with several editors on the Wikipedia side in the Cryptocurrency Wiki Project Council, as well as other verified editors to get that squared away. So that should be coming soon. I'm working on the UX side for a lot of things. So our community vote tool that we've been talking about, I'm helping do the UX and make sure that experience is a positive experience. Of course, we had the token swap launch last week, which is super amazing. We have the ZHC video release, which was great to see. And then I have quite a few other projects coming up that are still in just the concept phase. So I'll be sharing more about that when we get to the completion on that. And definitely preparing for the Dubai keynote speech from myself and Hassan. That'll be awesome too. Speaking of that, and speaking of social media, I'm going to be putting up a TikTok after this live stream on our main account, which is basically just going to be promoting the fact that staff from Elongate are going to be giving a keynote speech on the same stage as the team of Binance at one of the biggest crypto conferences in the world. It's kind of memey, it's kind of jokey because that's the TikTok style, but hopefully we can get it out there that it's pretty exciting that we're going to be giving that keynote speech. So check that out. Give it a boost if you can. But other than that, this has been a really, really great update from the community team. Any final thoughts, final words, you guys?
Yeah, I
Thank
want to
you,
let everyone know that newsletter's
go
coming
ahead.
out, so go check it out. It's full of information from the last, I don't know, 6 weeks. So if you need info, go check that out.
Awesome.
For me, just thank you, everybody, you guys and the community for being here. It's a pleasure, and I look forward to next month.
Yeah, and I just wanted to remind everyone here that we're a 5-month token, and we're like we made so many things, and there is really a team who's working 24/7, literally. We're not exaggerating. That's true. And we have so many amazing things that we should be proud of. And sometimes I feel like we as a community can do better and not get shaded by all the negative comments and negative minds. So let's all be proud of what Elongate is doing, at least for the charity part, as well as things like the ZHC partnership, because this is amazing. And and yes, and also on a side note, I want to hear from you what you think about social media. So I will soon share on Telegram and Discord a form where you can give us suggestions, your feedback. We're really listening. We may not be always able to answer, but we are all listening here. And we always take it with the team. We talk about it. So please don't hesitate to tell us what you think about social media or any other aspect in this on any other team. And thank you a lot, everyone.
Yeah, and huge props and kudos to the three of you for being so open to feedback. So I and everybody else really appreciates that. So with that, that is our community update. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you to the three of you for joining me. If you have any questions you didn't get answered, you know where to find us. And we'll be back next Tuesday. We're going to do a regular rotation between the tech team, the product team, the social impact team, and the community team. So that'll be a standard rotation. So hopefully that gives you guys a really good breadth of insight into what we're doing. So thanks again, and tune into our Discord Q&A on Friday. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.